quarterback and wide receiver and some talent along there. They just couldn't get out of their own way. 6 turnovers in the game.
Right.
We'll highlight a bit, but the defense stepped up, had a few defensive scores. The offense had some big plays. You did what you had to do. You got out of there with a big 50-plus point victory, and we moved to this week's game versus Grant.
Yeah, I thought it was a great effort by our guys. We did a lot of things really good.
As well as a couple of those defensive stars. You talked about Brandon Baker, who's having a great year, and Dakota Newton, who had a pick last Friday night. So we'll get his
first start. Yep.
But before we get to these highlights, we'd like to remind you that the first segment is brought to you by our good friends at Mickel Sports, right down the street there on Forsyth Avenue. Go see them if for anything you need.
Anything athletics, yes.
Anything athletics, some screen printing. They do all kind of stuff over there.
Get your Neville gear there for sure.
Definitely. And while we're doing it, I'd like to, speaking of H. Michaels, I'd like to send some prayers out to the Houston family. Mr. going through some medical stuff, so we definitely want to keep him in our prayers.
Yes,
and also, he's one of the former member of the 1962 state.
He was right there where he needed to be. He was about to make a big hit on him, I believe, and then he just picked the fumble up right there. Another turnover that stopped a drive that they were having.
You get the ball back, you take a shot downfield after the turnover, and you hit a big play, 60-yard bomb to Hanlon.
We've missed a few times this year on this play, and we just keep running it. Vaughn ran a good route, it pulled the safety down, and then Bradley just goes up and makes a heck of a catch there, and just the guy missed him and he scored a touchdown. But we've got to start hitting those big plays down the field to get them out of the box so that we can run the football, man.
Yeah, and definitely we're able to do that. We keep it after that score made it 14-0, and then another turnover. I believe there were 6 or 7.
Our defense has been playing outstanding all year, man. I hope it continues all the way through the playoffs.
Yeah, one of our guests, Dakota Newton, gets in the action. And
is this the pick here? Yeah, man, he made a great –
got to move on the football.
Yeah, he drove on the ball there, tried to knock get right in front of the slant, popped in there, made a great play, and just, he's really done a good job all year, and he's just taking a great advantage of being, getting his first start.
Now, Newton gets in there, gets the pick. You drive down, get close to the end zone. Trendon Dumas with another touchdown for you for
that dude,
young junior.
He just seems like he's always in there. We were running tempo here, and we ran an inside zone play, and the quarterback has an option to throw it out there to the wide out if the bubble's there, and that's one of our better drives we had the other night. We had some tempo plays, and then the quarterback made some really good decisions. Amon did. And there he just hit the wide open Dumas out there in the bubble, and he walked in the end zone. So
Robert Graves III was getting kind of bored, so he hadn't scored a touchdown in a while. So he picks up another fumble in here and runs it in.
I mean, somebody knocked it out of his hand right there and just fell right to him. But anytime that he's around the ball at all times, and man, he's had a heck of a year this year.
Definitely has. Jalen Nichols up next with a 5-yard touchdown run here as your workhorse running back.
Yeah, it's a good block right there by Jalen Smith and Thomas, and then they drive him on into the end zone.
Yep, he got in there right before they drove him back. So after that score by Nichols, it's 35-0. And then we get into the another fumble recovery by Graves. He had 3 on the night, scored on 2 of them.
Maybe a school record, I don't know. But look, they had a good drive going here, and then somebody hit him. I believe it was Vincent hit him right there as they were taking the handoff, and
he didn't. He was trying to get his third one. I mean, if he had gotten out of there clean, he might have.
He may have scored. Yeah,
there wasn't anybody really behind him right there. Okay, Graves was his third one, and then you talked about Vincent there, and then Vincent gets in on the action, and he has a scoop and score.
Yeah, I mean, that thing just popped right out
of
his hands into his hands, and he ran it in for a touchdown. The defense scored almost as many as the offense did the other night, which is always a good thing.
Exactly. Makes it easier calling plays when the defense is spotting you 28 points.
Well, you're getting ready for the next drive, and you look up, and they're running in for a touchdown. You're like, well, we don't get it again. So, But those are things that, it happens, when you – when you get a little ahead of teams and they they try to rush things, and some inexperience happens, and it just pops in our hands, and you're going to tell our guys not to score? I'm not ever going to do that.
No, especially those defensive guys.
Yeah, defense, they don't get to run the ball very often.
They're not going to listen to you anyway, unless it's maybe at the end of the game to get down or something. They're going to score. Yeah. I guarantee you 100% of the time. Okay, get into another running clock throughout the second half. You get through there. Brooks Yerger gets in to do a little kicking.
Yeah, he did a good job the other night.
Kicked this in a 21-yarder.
Yeah, he thumped it pretty good. Yerger's just been battling with a little inconsistency in practice, and Jake's done a good job for us all year.
Exactly.
We got him in there to get a chance. Jake's a senior. Anytime we can get those young guys in a varsity game and let them kick a little bit, the pressure's just a little less next year for them when they have to kick.
They're going to be relying on 6 a lot to kick the football for you. Coming up in the next couple of years.
He comes from a long line of kickers.
He does. He has some good kickers. So, and he's doing a good job. All right, Tardashley Lemons, he seems to find the end zone every night, every Friday night.
He does. He's quick as a cat now. Makes a couple good moves there. Gets a block down there. Looks like Lockhart gave him a good block there, and McCarty. And he seems to find that end zone when he gets the ball.
He definitely does. That capped off the scoring at 51-0. So a solid homecoming win. Get off field, no big injuries.
No major injuries. We just glad to get out of there healthy and get ready to play Grant this week. The good thing that we played a full half and then a little bit in the third quarter and try to keep our guys in the best shape as we can, and hopefully we'll get to do that again this week.
It's always a challenge. I mean, it has been. I say always a challenge, but it has been over the past few years is these 4 district games where not every one of them has been a blowout.
No,
but
not by
a couple of them have almost every year, and you're trying to keep those game reps and getting ready for the playoffs now, which should be the Division I playoffs.
Of today, we're in Division I.
That's what we are. And that's why they've started doing the power ratings, and a little too early to kind of really start looking at all that, and so we're not going to. But even though a lot of people think everybody likes to look,
I try to stay away from it till we get to about week 8 or 9.
Week 8 or 9, you can kind of see how it's going to develop. But there's been a lot of surprises around the state.
Well, there were 6, and this was told to me, in the top 10, 6 teams lost last week that were in the power ratings. So, we don't – next week it may be another 6, who knows. But, we're just going to worry about Neville High School right now and just keep doing what we're doing.
We definitely will do that. So, fall break here at Neville. The kids aren't in school. They've been practicing early in the mornings. Had a nice little cool morning practice today. So
we got out of there early. We was worried about the weather, so we went at about 8:30. We were on the field ready to go, and got done by a little before 10 before the rain really set in, and had another Wednesday practice that was really good, effective practice.
You get in, get out, get your work done. Tomorrow, the boys will go a little bit later, doing a little walkthrough, and then Friday night. Game as usual on this fall break week. No pep rally this Friday.
No pep rally Friday. It's
hard to get everybody done when everybody scatters.
It's hard to get the student body there for a pep rally when everybody's gone on fall break. So
it's one of the deals that came with fall break is we get one less pep rally.
One less
on Fridays.
Yeah, Will is really upset about that. I can tell.
He is. He is. Okay, we've got a lot of good guests for you. Coming up next, we'll talk with the one and only Jason Dunavant, who looked really good running back and forth, tending to some nicked up players last week. And we try to zoom in on that as much as we can. We'll talk to him about that, anything and everything right there. Always entertaining talking with JD. Also, Brandon Baker, Dakota Newton coming up later on the show. And then in the 4th segment, we'll get Coach Tannehill back, and we will talk about these Grant Cougars that are coming to Bill Rupel Stadium this Friday night. So if you're looking for Tiger Talk, you found it right here on the Neville Tiger Network at Sunday 98.3. We'll be back after these messages with JD.
Strong teams accomplish great things by working together. The Neville Tigers and Origin Bank know all about the value of teamwork and the positive impact it has within a community. These strong teams have joined forces to support the Salvation Army of Monroe, offering a helping hand to an outstanding organization that serves people in need throughout Northeast Louisiana. Origin Bank and Neville High School have strengthened our community for generations and are proud to continue to enrich the lives of others. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
At Marion State Bank, we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and part of your community. With branches in Marion, Farmerville, Sterlington, Drew, and soon to be West Monroe, we're excited to be growing alongside you. Whether it's opening that first savings account, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Don't forget about MSB Mortgage in Monroe.
I'm Robert Lane.
And I'm Ben Jones with Marion State Bank.
And we live where you live.
Marion State Bank, member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Dr. Scott Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
Call David's Mobile Detail and Power Wash for all your detailing and power washing needs and soft washing capabilities too. They detail cars, trucks, ATVs, UTVs, boats, and even planes. They offer commercial and residential hot water power washing on nearly all surfaces including concrete, wood, and stucco. Give them a call 547-3233 or visit them online at davidsmobiledetail.com or stop by 2501 Washington Street in Monroe. David's Mobile Detail and Wash, proud supporter of Neville Tiger football.
Truck accidents are different from car accidents. With trucks, you've got federal regulations that may apply all over the land. You need an attorney who's experienced in handling these cases, who knows all those federal laws, and has years of experience fighting for our clients.
It's tough being the king of the jungle. You need the best fitness gear to stay on top of your game week in and week out. That's why Shasta only knows one place to shop: Fleet Feet on Forsyth and Monroe. Shasta knows that the staff at Fleet Feet can outfit you from head to toe in the latest and greatest brands. Shoes by Hoka, On Cloud, New Balance, Brooks, and more. Socks by Belega, and Features. Apparel from Lululemon, Fiore, Brooks, and Chicken Legs will keep you feeling great while you're staying in shape. So, be like Shasta, stay fit, look cool, and shop local. Stop by Fleet Feet today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to segment number 2 here on Tiger Talk. Stewart Shelby, joined by Neville head athletic trainer. Excuse me.
You okay?
Man.
Need some help? You okay?
Every time I talk to you, I get choked up.
Really? I used to have that effect on women, but they usually say, "Can you go?"
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of the opposite effect.
Hey, segment number 2 brought to you by our good friend Frank Nettles over at Frank Nettles Automotive. So, Jason, welcome back to Tiger Talk. Year 2 at Neville, and year 2 on Tiger Talk.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It's one of the perks. It's probably
right.
what lured you, into
just the opportunity to hang out at Melvin's with you guys. It's the tops.
Yeah. Well, look, a lot of stuff going on. You're very involved with tell me, is it Louisiana Athletic Trainers Association?
Yeah, Louisiana Athletic Trainers Association,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so, again, we've done a lot of stuff throughout the years to kind of make Louisiana a lot safer at the secondary school level. We're really, really proud. Some of it we do by talking and arranging and educating. Other stuff we do by legislation. So back in 2019, so before the pandemic, we introduced legislation that was called the Serious Sports Injury Act. And basically that had to do with is taking precautions and setting standards and guidelines so that all high schools had to meet certain qualifications and best practices when it came to health care at the secondary school level. Now, at that time, Louisiana was ranked 47th nationally, and over the years, I'm really glad to say that right now we're ranked 5th nationally.
Wow.
Yeah, so again, through legislative efforts and education, and again, it wasn't necessarily even that. It was our coaches association that also was involved in this. So it's really a team effort for everybody to understand the need to have an athletic trainer. And again, the easiest message in the world is to tell people that, hey, look, an athletic trainer takes care of your greatest possession, and that's your child.
Yeah.
And that's an easy sell for some people.
Well, definitely everybody at Neville's happy that you're over at 600 Forsyth. But let's talk about going from 47th to 5th in such a short time. What kind of changes were made that caused that ranking to improve so much?
And again, a lot of that depends upon what you have legislatively. Because again, we can have recommendations, but it doesn't really mean anything until it's in law.
I got you.
And again, that's the great thing about Napoleonic law in Louisiana is that, again, there's open to interpretation, but the law is the law. So, again, part of that Serious Sports Injury Act says, again, that every high school has to have an emergency action plan.
I got you.
Per venue. And not just something that you copy and paste from somebody else. It has to be venue-specific for each school and each venue. And in addition to that, they have to make sure that they have physicals annually. Proper coaches education, CPR first aid for coaching staff and other people that are involved in their athletic program. And the other thing that probably has been a little bit more controversial over the last 3 years has to do with the wet bulb temperature.
Yeah.
And
I was going to get to that.
Especially
this
and it's everybody focuses on the wet bulb, but tied in with that is also the mandate that requires that you have a cold tub accessible and easily accessible as use of a emergency device.
As a device, yeah. So if what you're telling me is that if an athlete or gets overheated or any personnel gets overheated while they're out in the doing athletic activities,
right?
You've pretty much got to get your cold tub already.
The cold tub's got to be kind of ready to go because, again, you don't have a whole lot of time. And, again, I'm not going to talk much about the age of our coaching staff, but there's a lot of blood pressure medicine being floated around. All right, up there at 600 Forsyth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I definitely
I'm kind of one of them. So, with 110 degrees and your own blood pressure medication, and you start walking straight ahead, and this happened to me, and Coach Collins goes, "Hey, boy, you need to go inside." I'm like, no, I'm fine. He goes, "You're walking like this." And I'm like, so I got a little dehydrated too.
Yeah.
So understanding the signs and symptoms of what you're going to experience and then recognizing those is the primary focus of that. So,
well, I mean, and you cover all the activities at Neville. I mean, you're not only just the trainer for the football team, the basketball team, soccer, baseball, softball, track.
Yeah, they all make their way across to the field house. So, and
they all work in there, and it's good. And you also have a team of students that help you out as well. Why don't you talk about some of them?
I have some great young men and ladies that take their time freely. It's all volunteer, obviously. I always get tickled because in high school people do a lot for a T-shirt, and I love that aspect. And, a free pizza and T-shirts, you can get a lot of stuff done in life. Yeah. I really wish the rest of the world would work like that, because if I could get an oil change for a pizza, I would really look forward to doing that. So.
Well, I mean, those team that help you, I mean, it's grown over the years.
Yeah. You really kind of want to understand, and what's great about teaching and having these 3 classes that I teach is finding those kids that have an interest in medicine, and it doesn't have to necessarily be athletic training. It could be nursing.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to go to medical school or PT school, and trying to find those kids that have that type of interest and then kind of direct their flow toward that area and give them some base knowledge, anatomy, physiology, biomechanics, understanding principles of physics, just simple physics. All right.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, not just the training deal. You also are part of another organization up there at Neville, aren't you? You want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm one of the sponsors of Boom.
That's right.
That's directed by Courtney Wallace, and again, we do a lot of community service work, and again, he kind of handles the I guess the activities, you know how there's like a mom and dad relationship where one of them has to be the baddie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to do the scheduling, the organizing, and stuff like that. So not the fun stuff. You know.
I got you.
But again, we've had some really good kids, and it's really been beneficial to see these kids that have an opportunity to explore themselves and find other things to do. And again, when I present the organization to people, you have people that develop relationships that were at the same high school but did not know each other.
Exactly.
And then due to this relationship, they're now lifelong friends.
Mm-hmm.
You have a young man that had several absences and several toddies, but due to his involvement, he went from a 0 point whatever to now he had like a 3.6.
Yeah.
And that was really, really impressive. And some people just need direction.
Yeah.
And that's it. Some people just need direction and guidance. And we've all kind of remember what it was like to be in high school.
Yeah.
And somebody just needs to kind of direct you some kind of way.
Well, it's not that you don't have athletes and other people that are all involved in everything. There's some people in high school that are involved in everything.
Yeah.
And then there's some people in high school that aren't involved in anything.
That's right.
And sometimes it's just because nobody asked them. Or they didn't feel like they were in a place that that they could be involved in something. And being able to, what I've seen with what y'all have done over the past couple of years is take some of those kids that really didn't know where they were going to fit in, but had something to offer. But in turn, to be involved in this, you've got to be held accountable for your actions, both in and out of the organization, or you can't be in it. Peers that are in the organization as well.
Man, they're just all flowers, right? And they start out as little pods.
Yeah, I know.
And you water them and you give them sunlight. You watch them grow. And when they turn into a nice big old flower, you just kind of smile, look back and go, look at y'all. You didn't turn out so bad. You know, I'm kind of happy about that. You know,
and they do some great performances as well. Have a good time. Perform with the Bengals a couple of times on this year, which was something kind of new that they've done. But it's molded around kind of the, I guess you could say the. Fraternity, sorority
the
type.
Greek life.
The Greek life
it's
deal.
really based upon the Greek life and what they have at the collegiate setting. And, again, what you see from like a PBIS standpoint, again, is that it gives, I guess, kids another outlet, right? And some people like to draw. Some people like to act. Some people like to sing. Everybody kind of has their niche. And giving other people an opportunity to be impactful in some way and just kind of find themselves. I mean, there's so many great stories about the kids that were on our first line about very, very quiet.
Yeah.
We had a young man that was very quiet, didn't like to talk a whole lot because he stuttered.
Yeah.
And now he has the confidence in himself to talk publicly and speak in front of groups and stuff like that, and you don't really hear the stutter. And so you really kind of wonder, like, is that confidence, is that growth that you had as an individual have to take away that stutter? So not to be a speech path or anybody.
No, but I think sometimes that has some deal. A lot of times anxiety can cause things like that. I mean, you have fear of social anxiety as well as that, but being able to have that outlet, I mean, where kids aren't just kind of hiding and pulling behind the curtain type of deal, they can kind of burst through the curtain and have something to offer.
Yeah,
and that goes a long way.
Yeah, when we do that nasty syllabus day where we all just kind of have to sit there and go through the whole sheet and read it out loud, I always kind of end on like, you have 4 years. What are you going to do in 4 years? Are you going to be involved? Are you going to paddle? Or are you just going to sit in the boat and just float down the river?
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself, what are you going to do? And this certainly is an outlet, not just athletics. There's so much stuff at Neville High School to do.
Yeah.
So much stuff. And I tell every kid to be active, do something, be involved. Ironically, you told that story. There's a young lady right in my class, my first hour class. I told her just after class, I'm like, what are you doing? What do you mean? Well, I mean, what are you going to do with your life? And we just had that little life moment in between classes. And I'm like, why don't you come over after fall break and just kind of watch what we do, all right? And if that's something that does interest you, you let me know.
Yeah.
And so she's going to do that, hopefully.
Hopefully so.
Yeah.
Well, it's being able to do that. And in a short period of time, we appreciate the impact you've had on the kids at Neville as well, and not only on the athletic side, but on the people side as well. I know I've enjoyed getting to know you a little bit better over the last couple of years, and we look forward to having these conversations for a few more years.
Yeah, same here. You know, it's always a lot better being, present and accounted for than sitting at home. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Jason Dunavant, everybody. Coming up next, we'll talk to a couple of Tiger seniors, Dakota Newton and Brandon Baker. So stay tuned for that. We'll be back with more Tiger Talk right after this.
Sleepy Hollow Furniture and the Falk family proudly support our Neville Tigers. Just like the wide variety of athletics and academics Neville excels in, Sleepy Hollow offers your premium mattresses and adjustable bases, every kind of home furniture, and just in time for your favorite season, quality in-stock patio furniture ready for the big game. Come shop your Neville Tiger family at Sleepy Hollow Furniture.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see them in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
In today's real estate market, you need an experienced team to navigate your buying and selling decisions. I'm Misty Hodge with Keller Williams Realty. Let my group use their combined 45 years. We know purchasing or selling a home can be a stressful experience, but not when you choose the Misty Hodge Group. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, give us a call. 318-348-5945 or go to mistyhodge.com. That's MISTIHAJJ.com. We support this community, and go Tigers.
We know you. You were the kid in the garage taking everything apart just to see how it worked. The teenager who stayed up late brainstorming and put it all in a business plan. You knew how to build a great team and then lead it. Origin helps entrepreneurs like you every day, from the corner of the garage to the corner office. Connecting people to their dreams is our passion. Every great relationship has an origin story. Start yours today.
If you've lost a loved one through the fault of someone else, call Parker Alexander today or visit parkeralexander.com for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizzas, 9, 12, or 14. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from, 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta bowls. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the Subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
And we're back here live from Melvin's Restaurant here in Monroe, as we are every Wednesday night. Come join us, 6:30. We go on the air, and you got plenty of time to get some of the delicious food here at Melvin's Restaurant. A couple of guys that have been enjoying some of that food have joined us here, as well as on my far left, we've got number 90, Brandon Baker. Welcome to Tiger Talk.
Thank you.
And then number 11, Dakota Newton as well. So, guys, man, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Brandon's grown a little bit since the last time I've seen him up close, this close. But look, the story of the season's been the Tiger defense, and both of you guys have definitely contributed to that success. Brandon, I'll start with you. You know, transitioning kind of to defense over this past year really made an impact early on that defensive line. Talk about what it took to kind of move from the offense to defense.
Well, I was already at the point where I played defense my sophomore year.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't no big transfer for me. It was me going back to my old ways. And
I got you.
Coach Courtney and Coach Collins helped me out a lot with learning the plays and getting, like, readjusted to everything. So it was smooth for me.
It's smooth for you?
Yes, sir.
Dakota, man, talk about your path to – I mean, you got a chance to start and you got to pick in your first start at Neville, man. How's that go?
It was good. When Coach Chris told me I was going to start, I had took the advantage of the moment to see what I can do.
Well, you definitely did. I mean, y'all had 6 turnovers last week, and a couple of them were kind of handed to you, but a couple of – I mean, it was almost like a lot of times what I like to say when you go up against a team and they fumbling snaps and things like that, it's because they know what's coming.
Yeah.
And you definitely were, as a group, 6 turnovers is, it doesn't matter who you're playing, is always an impressive deal. But just over this year, the defense as a whole has really kept the Tigers in a lot of football games. And so far, like, what was the I'll start with you, Brandon. To this point, who's been the toughest matchup that you've seen?
It gotta have been Ruston. Like, not just it being the Ruston game, but that's a well-coached football team, well-coached O-line. Like, their O-linemen are very physical. They're big up front, and they know how to play football. So, by far, they're probably the toughest matchup that we had, and Washita a close second.
Washita was a close second?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, early on, Washita came out to play. I mean, that's one of those teams that y'all know a lot of guys, a lot of people, some shared relationships and things like that. Dakota, how about you? What's been your hardest matchup, you think?
I would say Ruston.
Ruston?
Because what he said, they're a good football team. But we fought at the end, either way it go.
Well, yeah, it's the only drop this year. Still a possibility we might see those guys in the playoffs. Could be, but we've still got business to take care of this year. Tigers on a streak of winning district championships. I can't tell you how long it's all been. I'm sure there's a few people here that can tell you. But, I mean, another deal. We got another district matchup this week as Grant comes to town. We've had – this will be the 7th straight home game, and we'll get 8 straight before we have to go to Franklin Parish. Just personal preference. I don't mean to get anybody in trouble. Would you rather travel a little bit early to mix this up, or do y'all like being at home every week?
It has its benefits, and at the same time it don't, because we play at home the whole season with one away game, and then we get to the playoffs, we gotta go travel to a hostile environment that we never played in, and so that's something new for the team. But we can overcome that, because as long as we playing for each other and playing with each other, it don't matter the atmosphere. We're gonna play football.
Yeah, show up wherever and whenever, put a ball down type of deal. Okay. So goals collectively as a defense. What starting off this year? Maybe with a smaller personal goal, but then overall, Dakota, would you have goals for yourself?
My goal, I really want to be a state champ.
State champ?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's the ultimate goal right there. That is definitely a good one to have. Brandon, how about you, man?
Just coming back and starting. That was my main focus, on getting back here and getting in the rotation. So.
Well, you definitely kind of slid right in there early on and made that impact, and it definitely has maintained it. You talk about some defensive lines over the past years, and there's been some very good defensive linemen come out of this school. If you look back, is there anybody that played in the past, maybe in the near future or the distant future, that maybe you tried to reach out to or at least model some play after?
Me and Isaiah Brown talk a lot. We sharing the same numbers, so he kind of texted me after the Washita game and told me just keep my head up, keep focused, like keep pushing, keep driving, and we're gonna get the outcome we want to.
Dakota, how about you, man?
I've been having conversation with Dubos.
Yeah?
Yeah, we text a lot. He just tell me to keep my head straight with this year.
Well, you picked up a couple of good ones to at least, communicate with over that. This is a grind. This isn't easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it, right? Yeah. Okay, look, so I'm going to give y'all a chance as we're almost done here in this segment, but let's talk about, any other activities first. I mean, y'all football only? We do anything? Anybody remembers anything else at Neville?
We both in the youth fraternity, Boom.
Y'all both in the Boom.
Yes, sir.
So, and we talked with JD about that early on. And now, if y'all were playing football, did y'all – forgive me if I didn't notice, but the dance with the bingo bells and all that stuff, did y'all go up there and do all that?
Yes, sir.
Y'all did?
We have –
Where I sit, it's kind of hard to to see everybody. But I mean, is that what y'all like? What kind of drew y'all into that organization?
Well, I'm the founder of it, so.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So was this like you came up with this idea? Did Coach Wallace come to you, or did you?
Coach Wallace.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. So.
Well, that's awesome, man. I really think it's a great benefit to Neville, and it's definitely grown in popularity. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here throughout the rest of the year, how it's grown, and what's, in y'all's eyes from a student's perspective, what are the benefits of the Boom fraternity?
Us feeling like we have somebody besides football, like our coaches. We know we have somebody to have our back, like somebody to keep us straight in line, even off football season. Because the coordinator don't always be there for us, like whether it's with school, football, with teachers. Like if we need help with anything, we know we can go to him, and he'll kind of look out for us and make sure that we stay on the straight ahead.
Yeah.
And with Coach Courtney, he made sure we got our head on right. He made sure we in school. He made sure we do good in both from football to the youth to the school, everything. He just made sure we got our head right.
Well, that's good. I mean, every now and again, it can't take. A lot of times it takes a village. That's what we said. To raise a young man or young woman right there, you need a lot of people looking out for you in life coming up. So I'm glad that y'all have that, and I'm glad. I really enjoy the performances and everything else that y'all do. There's a lot of talent in there, not just from a couple of football players, but from a lot of other people that maybe not have that same opportunity that y'all have on Friday nights. All right, so we're trying to get y'all some extra points here, so I'm sure all your teachers are doing. So, and maybe, senior year, I understand it's a little deal, but, I mean, going through Neville on the academic side, who's kind of been some of your favorite teacher or teachers?
Miss Booth.
Huh?
Miss Booth.
Miss Booth? Miss Booth?
Miss Allen.
And Miss Allen? Yeah. And Miss Allen teaches Spanish.
Yeah. I had her my sophomore year, though. But it's still love connection with us.
And, she just had her 30th reunion this week. Yeah, I know. I happened to venture over there for that deal for a little bit. How about Miss Booth? Tell me why.
She's a good English teacher. Well, even though she like to make us read a lot, but we do good in her class. Well, I hope I get the extra point for this from Miss Booth.
Let's see what we can do. Well, all right, guys. Grant coming up. Anything you can tell us? Just kind of keep your mind right. Keep focused on that district championship. Take it one game at a time. Let's, any good cliches y'all got for this? But what do you got for the Cougars this Friday?
What happens, happens. Just know how to get up and play the next drive.
Same with you?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's kind of tough. I mean, you go into a lot of games where you're favored. I mean, really are favored, but you still got to go out and put in the work because it's every game builds up to the next game, and before too long, you're not going to have the chance of the next game is solely dependent on a win. Y'all got to be ready for that, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you train your bodies, train everything else, and train your minds to get serious. And I know that both of y'all are serious about trying to make a deep run in these playoffs, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Well, good. Well, look, I appreciate the time. I know coming up on fall break, But we appreciate y'all coming on and talking to us here on Tiger Talk, and so does everybody else. All right, folks, we've reached our last break of the evening. We'll be back with Coach Tannehill to talk about these Grant Cougars and I guess the plans for this Friday night on this fall break week here at Neville High School. Stay tuned.
Here at Parker Alexander, we obtain justice for those who've been injured due to the negligence of others. Whether that's in a car accident, a truck accident, wrongful death, we also make our community safer. We hold violators accountable.
Winning is synonymous with Neville High School and Williams Orthodontics. Where the Neville Nation strives to finish strong on the field, court, or diamond, Dr. Kevin Williams and his staff share the same passion to deliver outstanding smiles to all patients in North Louisiana and South Arkansas. If you or anyone in your family are needing an orthodontic consultation, call the friendly staff at Williams Orthodontics to schedule an appointment so you too can be on the road to a winning smile. Williams Orthodontics says, "Go Tigers."
Whether you're dining in or grabbing to go, at Nukes, we love to share great food, to delight with new flavors, to celebrate every bite. Join us at Nukes Eatery.
Strong teams accomplish great things by working together. The Neville Tigers and Origin Bank know all about the value of teamwork and the positive impact it has within a community. These strong teams have joined forces to support the Salvation Army of Monroe, offering a helping hand to an outstanding organization that serves people in need throughout Northeast Louisiana. Origin Bank and Neville High School have strengthened our community for generations and are proud to continue to enrich the lives of others. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
I'm Dr. Scott Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
This is State Senator Stewart Cathy Jr., and 4 years ago, when you elected me, I promised to always fight for you in Baton Rouge. Fighting for what's right isn't new to me. I've devoted my life to serving my country and my community. It's been a privilege to serve you. Now, I humbly ask you to entrust me once again with your vote. Let's continue our mission of defending our shared values and advocating for a better future. Because honor and service aren't what people say, it's what they do.
When Neville Nation craves delicious fast food, there's only one place that comes to mind: Sonic Drive-In on North 18th. Whether it's a breakfast toaster on your way to work or school, one of the many lunch combos, a mid-afternoon Route 44 cold drink, a pregame popcorn chicken, or a postgame Sonic Blast, the Sonic on North 18th Street has you covered. So drive through or park and wait for a friendly car hop today to find out why our Sonic is the Sonic on North 18th Street in Monroe. It's definitely Tiger approved.
And welcome back, everybody, as we enter our final segment here on Tiger Talk. Lively crowd here on fall break. I'm telling you.
So, JD, he gets everybody going.
Yeah, I know it. Always enjoy talking with him here, and not that we don't enjoy talking with you, Coach Tannehill.
Well, talking about JD, not only is he a great trainer and loves the kids, cares about the kids, and does a tremendous job for us, and takes so much off our coaching staff by what he does, and but he's so as y'all talked about, so heavily involved, and he is. He authored many
of these
bills, and he does a great job in our state athletic trainer program, and just a great trainer and a great person all around, man. Enjoy having him around every day.
Definitely. He keeps it light, but he does.
He does a great job in that training room.
Don't let him fool you. He's got some smarts behind him.
Yeah.
So, but all right. So, Coach, come off here. And we got Grant coming up. An improved Grant program.
Much improved Grant.
And they lose their head coach. Their former head coach is now at Manny, who replaced Jess Curtis, who's now at Natchitoches Central. But he had instilled a little bit of fire, lit a fire underneath that Grant program, and it seems like the new guys kind of carried on that banner for them.
They are, and you can see each week how they've improved each week. They played a really good football game last week. Had a chance to beat Franklin Parish there towards the end of the game, and missed a field goal and had a chance to win and beat a pretty good Franklin Parish team. They've improved a lot. They've got a lot of kids back from last year. Quarterback especially is a good player, smart kid. And, they've got their defensive and offensive linemen. Most of those guys are back also. And so, and then they've added, this fullback, running back guy. He's a big kid, probably weighs 220 pounds.
Yeah,
and
bruiser.
he runs downhill. They run a lot of 2 tight end sets and, try to run the ball inside. They like to use a lot of clock, keep the scoring down, that kind of thing. So, our defense is going to have to – we're going to have to make them punt the ball quite a bit, and offense has got to go down and score when we get a chance because we're not going to have a whole lot of chances to score the football.
Their best defense is
their
ball
offense.
control,
Yep.
and you limit your possessions. It's kind of hard to put up 50 if you only have 4 possessions in a game.
Oh, you're exactly
and
right.
We talked about, I believe they had it. I think in the fourth quarter of that Franklin Parish game, they almost
they were hit 17-13. Franklin Parish made a big throw down the middle of the field, went down and scored. Quarterback made some plays and ended up running ahead, but they still took it right back down and had a chance to win it at the end. So it was a good ball game to watch, and defensively, we hadn't talked about their defense, but they've got those three guys up front are pretty big kids, and they play pretty athletic. Linebackers are pretty good in space, and what they run, an odd front, which is more of a 3-man front that we don't see very often. So it's going to take us, a couple series. We've worked all week against it, but it'll still take a little time to get them squared away and just how they play that. And they play a too high look, which we don't see a whole lot either. So those are all little things that we'll have to get adjusted to early in the ball game and make sure that we're blocking the right people and making the right calls on the offensive line and try to get our athletic guys in some space.
You finally popped a big play offensive. Like a big pass play. Maybe looking to do a little bit more of that. It's not that you haven't been trying,
right?
But
yeah, we've missed a few this year that we had open, and as far as throwing the ball down the field, that's just something we've got to get better at each week, and the only way to do that is to work on it in the ball game. And so I just feel like that our offense is getting better each week, and obviously we're a run football team and have been around here for 100 years. But we try to get it out in space, some of those quick guys, and just try to move the ball as best we can. And with our 2 quarterbacks, both of them's done a great job this year, especially in the run game with our option. But getting the ball down the field is something we've got to get a little better at as we get towards the playoffs.
Well, you talk about this district. I was talking with Brandon and Dakota about the consecutive district championships. I've lost count. It's been since the early 2000, mid-2000s or late 2000s. When it was Katrina.
I think it was Katrina. 06 or 07, somewhere in there.
Was the last time that you weren't able to win the district championship, whatever district it is. The district has changed, all of that, but trying to keep that streak alive and keeping your mind focused and all that. That leads me to my next question is, practice this week. These guys out of school, you don't have coaches, you don't have hands on everybody all week. This week it can kind of get a little loose, but how's everything been going?
Well, honestly, the kids have handled it well. We went in the afternoon on Monday because we had a freshman game, and then Tuesday morning we went at 8 o'clock, went on the field about 9, and then this morning got there at 8. Was planning on going out about 9, and then the rain came in, so we went straight out. Probably had, I said last week we had a great practice on Wednesday. Wednesday this week was as good as last Wednesday, so hopefully, and I'm speaking mainly on the offensive end, but defensive end, it wasn't a whole lot of yelling and hollering. Most people were getting where they needed to be, and today was a good day, obviously, for the offense. That we got some things done and accomplished that we've been trying to get done the last 2 or 3 weeks. So it hadn't been bad. We've had some. A few issues with the weather, like this morning changing, but and then Tuesday morning. We had a few people tardy, but and all in all, it's really been a good week considering it's fall break. And we allowed the kids to vote on when they wanted to have practice, and in the morning or evenings, whatever. And they all said mornings, on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, and so we can knock that out, and they'll have the rest of the day to go bow hunting or teal hunting or whatever they want to go do. And
hopefully they're not teal hunting, right?
I don't know the season, that kind of thing.
You can't. Bow hunting is fine, but teal season's close.
You can tell I haven't been duck hunting in a while.
I know.
So, but it's been a good week, and it's been refreshing just to spend a little time with family, and the other coaches getting to spend a little time with their kids this week. So, just really enjoyed the little breather from the classroom and that kind of thing that all our coaches have enjoyed that for sure.
The fall break came about a couple of years ago, and a lot of people didn't know what to think about it, but I think it is a good time to kind of catch your breath, because that first few weeks of school is it's like drinking water through a fire hose.
You don't really get a break until about this time of year, and I know as a head coach, it's about mid-season is when you can actually breathe. You don't have all the ticket sales and the pep rallies, and everything starts kind of flowing in a regular old schedule, and you kind of get in, to where you can handle it a little bit. Early in the year, man, it's crazy with pictures and
everything else. It's
everything,
like
everything. You're around
every day. It seems like there's something else. Like I don't know. It's just it can get to you, and having a breather is never a bad thing.
No, sir. No, sir.
Speaking of guys who had some good games, let's maybe throw it to our Origin Bank Players of the Week. From last week, I believe we said it was number 77, Braden Blade, and then Robert Graves.
Obviously, Robert Graves, man, 3 fumble recoveries and 2 touchdowns just from the defensive side.
That's just by default. Right
Braden
there.
had a great week of practice last week. And he actually the week before against Ruston, he really had a good week. But Bradley, edged him out a little bit. But he had a couple good weeks, graded out the highest last week, and has had a good week of practice this week. So, he's getting a little better. He's getting over that little knee injury he had, and really looking forward to see how he develops over the next couple weeks.
Well, okay, so coming into this, we're not in school, so ticket sales this week, will you be able to just buy them at the gate?
You will be able to get them at the gate.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Joy is around some, but it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be out Thursday and Friday morning, but she should be around to where we can get tickets for the game at the gate. Coach, Mr. Jim, I almost said Coach Gregory. Mr. Jim, he'll be around, just like he always is for the game, and you'll be able to get some tickets there. End zone stuff will be the same as it always is. Students, they'll get in with their ID and however much it usually costs.
Yeah, they're donating $1 to go to St. Jude. That's been
what it is.
That's been the
try to get as many kids that are still here that are to the ball game, and biggest crowd we can get. No,
we would need you to come sit in the stands. Another home game. It's a district ball game. The kids deserve your support and your in-person support if you can make it. So we definitely want
Grant
you to
Grant
see
will bring
they'll
bring a pretty good crowd.
Yeah. They have in the past. They definitely have in the past. Okay, so as we get through, kind of wrap up this fall break edition of Tiger Talk, kind of mid-season. We're in week 7. So
week 7.
Week 7, we're just past there. Just maybe a grade report card, or just some thoughts there from the first half of the season. Kind of give us a status report.
Well,
in your eyes.
From where I'm sitting, our defense really played well. Offense, we've struggled at times, but we're getting better each week. Just looking forward to seeing what we're going to do this week. Obviously we've got to still improve in all areas, but, special teams has gotten a whole lot better since the Ouachita game. And we've got more consistent on our kicks, and we've got really a whole lot better with our snaps. And, offensively we're starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm, and hopefully we'll get that rhythm every time we get the ball. The other night against Peabody, I'm not really worried about what Peabody was doing. I wanted to get us in a rhythm to where we can move the ball down the field, and one of Will's favorite words, matriculate the ball down the field. And you know,
Likes to
just
say it.
we had a really, really good couple drives the other night that I was really proud of. And, you know, mine made some good decisions. Another drive was John Mickel made some good decisions, and you know, it was two really good drives I was proud of. I felt like we made some strides towards where we need to get to in the future.
Well, Coach, definitely good luck this Friday night. We'll look forward to be broadcasting that not only on the Neville Tiger Network, but 98.3, Sunny 98.3 FM. And get your tickets. They'll be available if you don't have your season tickets. The tickets will be available Friday afternoon about 5:30 before kickoff. So come on up and join the fun there at Ruppel Stadium. So, Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Everybody that comes out, the crowd here at Melvin's, thank you for joining us. Will Anders, thanks for pressing all the buttons in here. And Justin, back in the Sunday 98.3 studios, we appreciate you as well. For Coach Tannehill, I'm Stewart Shelby saying good night from Melvin's. We'll be back on the air Friday with Neville versus Grant.